So before I get started on this and just completely shit talk MedExpress for however long this episode is going to be, I just want to give a big old shout out to my mama, Erica Murphy. Bless this woman. Bless this woman. Because she took the burden of dealing with all the bullshit of dealing with the American medical system for years for me. And I cannot even begin to think about like how much headache I have not had to deal with because of her and her help. So just props to my mama straight up off the bat. Now on to the bullshit. So I don't have COVID. I came up COVID negative, and it's apparently just a mixture of allergies and a very bad case of strep throat. I'm currently taking antibiotics for that. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Fuck MedExpress. Specifically, let me pull up Google right here real quick. Fuck the MedExpress at 2722 Concord Pike, Wilmington, Delaware. Zip code. Oh my god, stupid ass updates. Oh lord. Fuck the zip code 19803. Fuck them. Because not only was I waiting for hours and hours and hours, everybody was. Here's the thing. They said a 45-minute wait time. I respect that. I had cleared out double that to get my test and go home, because it's a work day. I decided, you know what, let me be a responsible citizen. Let me go get my test, because I'm showing some symptoms. I'm feeling awful. Let me go get my test, take my lunch break, eat something, throw something in my gullet when I get home. And I'll devote a whole hour and a half to getting it done, 2 hours at most. 3 hours later, after calling their fucking hotline and bitching, saying, I've been out here for 3 hours, because here's the thing, I took an Uber there, I don't have a car, so I was standing in the sun in a parking space like an asshole, looking at the nurses in the eye, like, hey, yo, I'm still fucking here. And, this car ends up pulling next to me that from, further up, and I realize, wait, I asked them, how long have you guys been here? And they said, we got here at 10. I'm like, you got there at 10. Bro, I got there at 11:30. These people, this chick with her friend, they're two young African American women with their daughter in the back, with one of their daughter in the back, and they've been here for 4.5 hours. They were there for 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours at that point trying to get a goddamn COVID test. What the actual fuck? There's another family where it was a mother, an African American family with the mother, the grandmother, and the granddaughter, and the grandson in the back seat. I ran into them after I got all my shit that was said and done. They said, "Yeah, we saw you." I basically, because while I was waiting for my ride, I was just telling people to go away and go somewhere else for a test because it was taking so damn long. They said, "We went to the hospital. It's taking too damn long." They listen. If the wait time is 2.5, 3 hours, tell us it's 2.5, 3 hours. Don't bullshit us and tell us it's a 45-minute fucking wait. Especially when after 30 minutes, after being on hold for 30 minutes, you just now. Okay, so for clarity, I call them when I get there at around 11:30. I'm on hold for about 10 minutes, and then they say, all right, well, what are you here for COVID? Basically all that. And I say, FYI, I'm not in a car. I'm standing out here, like a guy in a black shirt, trying to get a COVID test. She says, you're not in a car. And she's like, yeah. She says, oh, okay, please hold. And then I get and then another 20 minutes goes by, and she says, hi, how can I help you? And I'm like, hi, I'm, like I said to your last lady, I'm here for a COVID test. And, basically she says, okay, hold on, I'm out here standing, I'm not in a car. She says, okay, hold on. And then another 10, 15 minutes later, I finally get somebody says, all right, let me actually put you in the queue. And I'm like, I wasn't in the fucking queue. What the fuck is wrong with you? And it's like, I like, it hurts to talk because of the fucking strep throat, but I'm like, god damn, like, what the, like, so then I proceed, and then another hour and a half goes by, and then they say, and then another hour goes by, basically another hour goes by, and they say, all right, do you have a credit card? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I have insurance. I'm like, you don't need it. And I'm like, okay, and I give them the fucking card, and then they say, all right, one moment, and then they put me on hold again, and then they call me another 30 minutes later saying, hey, can you give us your card? And I'm like, I just gave it, and okay, I do it again, whatever, what the fuck ever, and then I say, and then they say, all right, the next person who's going to call you is going to be the person bringing you in. 1 hour and 30 minutes later, I'm still standing there in the heat, and bear in mind, I did not think I was going to be there for 3 hours. My phone is dying. Like, and because I took a lift there, I had no other way to get home. So it's like, I'm like, can you guys hurry the fuck up? It's like, my phone's on like 15%. I'm trying not to have the shit die while, you know. So then basically what happens is that I call the same line and say, I have been outside in the sun, standing here because I don't have a car for 3 hours. What the fuck is taking so long? And like this granny lady is like, there's no need to use that. Like, no, I'm sorry, and I'm understanding you're doing just, but this is not acceptable. You know, and I don't, like, I go through life trying to not be a fucking, like, male Karen jackass. You know, it's like, but it's like this lady gets at me in, and like she takes my pulse and says, "Oh, your pulse is kind of low. Are you dehydrated?" I'm like, I okay. So let's just say they get me inside. I stop it. I bitch. They 5 minutes later they get me in. 15 minutes pass, or 10 minutes pass. Nothing. Nobody comes in. Then somebody comes in, asks me a bunch of like medical questions. Do you have any disease? Do you have any diseases? Do you have any taking meds? Do you have any allergies? Do you smoke? Do you drink? All that. All that crap. And basically, okay. And then she goes away. She says, "All right, I'll be about 15 minutes." 45 minutes later, the doctor fucking comes in to like ask to check to like start running the test, and bless this old woman's heart, but I lay into her a little bit. I'm like, I basically told, like, I just start like laying my grievances, and like she obviously is the doctor, so she's just been serving people, and she isn't like grasping like how shitty things are right now. So, you know, it's and she basically does a COVID test that comes back negative. You know, she goes away for another 10 minutes. It's just, when she comes back with my strep test, I basically say to her like to do the strep test. I basically I have to explain to her how Lyft works, like the Lyft app, because this dinosaur doesn't grasp that if my phone dies, I don't have a ride. So I end up calling my sister, and she comes and grabs me. Thank God. But it's basically like my phone was going to die, and like I just told her, come get me. My phone's about to die, and she grabbed me. But that we're not there yet. Basically what ends up happening is that she gives me my paperwork. I tell you, take this fucking copay off, or I'm going to the credit card company and disputing it. Like, you're not getting any fucking money from me. And she says, you're gonna have to talk to the billing. I'm like, I'm just disputing it then. I'm not letting y'all waste any more of my time. And then I grab my paperwork and leave. If you ever are sick, or you need, like, don't want to risk going to the hospital and how expensive it is, go anywhere but the fucking MedExpress at 2722 Concord Pike, Wilmington, Delaware, zip code 19803. Fuck that place. I don't know whether it's because they hire incompetent people, or they're just so bogged down by new orders from on high. But either way, Like, this is not a problem of being overwhelmed. This is a problem of logistics. Period. You know, and not being able to manage people properly. And I understand, and I get why I heard the nurses singing and joking and talking here and there. It's like, it's so they're not robots. They can't, like, they're not robots. They need to, like, do their thing. But it's like it's just, like, when I left, there were only, like, 2 or 3 cars waiting to be serviced. And they were still waiting for hours. One lady has been there for an hour. Another had been there for 2. It's just not fucking worth it. Go to the hospital. Go to a Walgreens or CVS or instead. Just don't go to that fucking MedExpress. It's fucking garbage. And I'll be honest. I've had my fill of the fucking American medical system for the day. I'm done, bro. I really am.